Hey, I just want to try out the GoPro here on a normal style video that I take with my normal camera. I've seen quite a few videos of people doing it like this. They turn out okay. It's just going to be hard to line up proper angles because there's no screen. Anyways, I guess you guys know that's the Nordik chassis. Here's the two motors. Here's the old CDI ignition. One, I took the stator and ignition setup out of it. Was able to fit it into the new old motor. I took the proper flywheel out and bolted everything back. I still got to put the recoil on, and since it's the old CDI used two separate coils, the bolts just don't line up, maybe like half an inch off. So I'm going to try and make a bracket, or if that doesn't work, I'm just going to put this shroud on. You can see the difference in mounting. There's just two holes. This one had 7. So yeah, here's the wiring from the stator. I gotta hook it back up to this here, and I also gotta mount the CDI box somewhere because this block doesn't have a mount for it. And another thing, I'm not sure if it's too important, but this one has a line here, and when you pull it over, you'd see a yellow tick mark on the flywheel, or yeah, the flywheel cover, but don't have that anymore. I'm not sure if that's really that important. This thing's broken on this. Really good intake boot though, because before, I still have it on here, I silicone this old one and wrapped it in tape, so it would let a tiny bit of air in at the low end. You could kind of hear it bog, but it never affected any other running. The spark plugs were still perfectly brown. These are the old plugs from that motor because this one came with some crappy NGKs. NGKs make pretty weak spark. See, it ran pretty good when it was last ran. But yeah, my dad's VMAX 500 had NGKs in it, and it wouldn't spark enough to run. And as soon as I put my spare champion plugs from my Nordik, fired right up and ran beautiful. So I kind of like champions. It really made the sled a whole new animal. Because like I said, well, I didn't say it, but before it had NGKs in it too, the proper ones, but it just seemed weak, and I found 2 champions in my shed and threw her in the first weekend I got it, and it was just a beast. So yeah, probably Tuesday I'll have it mounted in here. I'll work all night Tuesday, and then probably Wednesday it might be ready to start. I'm not sure, but I sure hope so, because I gotta hook up all the gas lines again, and pretty sure I have to do some wiring work yet, but it's coming along and shouldn't take that much longer to finish. My old cylinders and heads that I have for spare now. Actually, I have a whole bunch of other spare parts. Spare fan belt, which is in rough shape but usable. Spare fan pulley and starter cup, and spare fan with blades. I thought the guy said he's going to give me a carb, but that was on last Sunday, and it's Monday now, and he said right before we came he sold a whole box of parts for the motor, which included carb and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I have a spare intake now, like a 1 into 2 intake, spare fan belt protector, a couple other stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope spring break there's gonna be some snow left for this. That's in, I think, 2 weeks, and that way I'll be able to test it, because I work next weekend also. I'm about to go to work right away today, but I work next Saturday, so unless I go out Sunday and test it quick, or I wait till the weekend after that, I think is when spring break starts. Wait, maybe the weekend after next. anyways, whatever. It starts like last weekend of March, so usually there's enough snow by then. Last year there wasn't because it was El Nino, but this winter is shaping up like there's still at least 2 feet of snow. I just hope that it's rideable. It's not rock hard, and or maybe it's melting, so I can try and do some watercross. But I'll try and mount the suction cup GoPro mount to the hood, and then switch off and put it back on my helmet on this. Because I still, like, I'm glad I found a motor for it. A little late in the season, but it's still going to be a fun sled.